All right. So welcome everybody to the first edition of Monster of the Month. And this month we are going to be featuring mimics. We currently have 3 players to go along with this today to try to showcase a little bit about going to and against for and against mimics, as from the DM side and from the player side. First up, we have Jeremy. Who are you playing today? Really quick character introduction.
I'm going to be playing a 3rd level warlock named Sheshra, Death Whisperer, inspired by the new Magic the Gathering set, and I have a pet, Imp.
Awesome. Next, we have Diana. Who are you playing today?
I am playing Indrel Zadar. She is a Protector Asmar Twilight Cleric at level 3, because I know you love Twilight Clerics, Angelo. And that's about all the backstory she has. She has a pretty cool token, and she has a bubble of sparkly light that gives 10 hit points to everybody. So
more than enough for this.
Yeah.
All right. And last but not least, Lewis. Who are you playing today?
I'm playing a half-elf bard, level 3 also. Her name is Candice, and she's of the Lord of Wisdom.
Right.
And she likes playing the flute.
That's my favorite bard instrument.
I gotta vote for bagpipes. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Bagpipes. I'm a fan of the lyre. I like the lyre.
I also like a harp. Yeah, too.
That's basically the...
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And if I'm saying it wrong...
No, you are saying it correctly.
All right, so you guys are 3rd level adventurers, intrepid, kind of getting your feet on the ground still. You end up getting into a small town, and you're asked to investigate a house because there's some weird stuff going on in it. That's basically the entire backstory for this encounter. Once Lewis has his stuff set up on Roll20, Jeremy, what's up?
I'd like to cast Detect Creature on the house.
Okay, the house itself is not a mimic, so there's a start.
Okay, that's
our first talking point.
Okay.
Warlocks have a spell called Eldritch Blast, and Eldritch Blast only targets creatures. So if you target an object that you're suspicious might be a mimic, and the spell doesn't work, it's not a mimic.
Yeah, that's why I call it Eldritch Blast Detect Creature, right?
Yeah.
Does it work?
And that's why he was playing a warlock, so we can kind of showcase that a little.
Oh, well, by happenstance.
All right, so I see Lewis is on Roll20. Once you have an art on a token sheet, away we go.
And just let me know, Angelo, if you'd like me to share the screen.
Yeah, I will get you to do that once we get started, basically.
Yeah, cool. And for anybody who has questions, we do have a questions and answer chat page where you can submit questions. I'll do my best to monitor them for Angelo.
Thank you very much for that. And like I said, after we do this little quick encounter bit, we're going to talk about kind of what happened, thoughts of how we've seen mimics or such before, that sort of thing. So it'd be perfect time to ask questions throughout and after.
I'm a little disappointed that the house was not a mimic.
I mean, maybe next time,
Okay.
Get a, like they only have the giant mimic creature. They don't have the gargantuan mimic yet. So once they print that one, we'll have the house mimic.
Awesome.
Terrifying. Players won't trust anything.
Never again.
Why do you trust anything? I sure don't. Is there a trap here?
I had one of the characters of the copy of Blank.
Yep, I already put it on the map. How many hit points does Candace have?
Right now, 21.
21, got it. All right, so I've set the token on the board. I'm going to flip maps so that you guys can see the house. And then, Jeremy, if you would share your screen and we can get going.
Okay.
All right. So here we all are. Can't really see on your screen. That's weird. I don't know why the lighting's the way it is, but hopefully it'll get better.
It looks like there's something on the left that's kind of grayish.
Yeah, I don't know why it's not revealing when I hit the reveal. Strange. Maybe I have to reload Roll20. Good start.
Very accurate depiction.
Yeah, this is exactly how encounters on Roll20 go.
Realistic.
I don't know why it's doing that on this map, so let's just reset the Fog of War. It's not that important.
It's really, really dark.
I don't know why it's this dark on your screen.
Okay, one sec. Let me try to use Chrome.
Okay.
It is lighter on my screen, so it might.
Okay.
Yeah.
It could even be because I'm sharing. I'm not sure.
It's possible. Like this is the first time we've tried to do this, so.
Yeah, technical difficulties are always a possibility.
Absolutely.
Okay, so I will just stop sharing my screen for a moment. And then
So all of you can see Roll20. You can see that there is a front door here. And this is the house you've been sent to investigate.
It still looks really dark for me.
Strange.
I'm really not sure. But
well, let's try one last thing really fast.
Perhaps Diana could share her tab for Roll20, and maybe that would look better.
For me, I see it as dark as I could see in Jeremy's screen a few seconds ago. In my screen, it's also dark. I only see the door, the wall, and the door on the left side, but all the rest is black.
Yeah.
Let me really quickly do some fancy.
I have no idea how to make this like full screen. I guess like F11.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, but it looks just as dark.
Yeah, it doesn't on my monitor, but it's showing up as really dark.
Yeah.
In the share. That's really strange. Okay, I'm gonna stop sharing.
Yeah, it must be.
All right, so we're just gonna go without Fog of War because then we're gonna switch maps again.
I will.
Here we go. How's
this? Hey, it's a lighter house.
Yeah, perfect.
now it's perfect.
I don't know what happened with the Fog of War, but sometimes Roll20 will do that, and you just got to adapt. Yep. Okay, so you guys are outside the house. You can see the whole inside of the house now. No surprises.
Okay, one sec. I will go back to sharing my screen. One moment.
What have we been sent to investigate exactly?
Okay.
You have been sent to investigate strange disturbances that have been within the house.
Ooh.
And the one thing that didn't copy over were these.
Oh, I see. Okay. Ooh, cool chests. Very suspicious. I saw them moving.
I like shiny things.
All right, so the house is strange.
Okay. I have an invisible imp.
You do?
Ooh.
Yeah. They will be invisible unless they, attack or something. So I'm going to suggest that they stealth in and maybe take a look inside just quick to see if anything is in there. But just before they do, because I'm super suspicious and somewhat experienced as an adventurer, I'm going to cast Eldritch Blast on the door.
The door itself is, in fact, not a mimic.
Okay. So then I will try to stealthily open the door and then close it,
Just to let the imp in? All right, give me a stealth check for both you and the imp. The imp's invisible, so...
Yes. So I will do a stealth check for myself. I think that should show up.
14. It's pretty good.
Okay, and then I will go to my pet here, and I will roll twice.
It's a good thing it's
it,
invisible.
it it rolled. It rolled with advantage to begin with. So yes,
Yeah,
I guess
you have to roll twice on your build
cool.
settings.
Okay.
Yeah, so you're feeling pretty good.
Okay.
So
So
your imp is now inside. It can see there's some furniture. It can see this box over here. You can see kind of the corner of this one over here. There's some furniture. There's a fireplace that seems to be lit.
It's lit.
Yeah.
Sounds like it's a party. So it's lit. So I will
Your
describe.
room's immune to fire, so it doesn't really feel any heat.
No, but I will describe what Death Whisperer sees to the party and say, I think we can go in.
Indrella's like, that fire and those armchairs sound really comfortable, so she's gonna step in. She's trying to be quiet, but she's wearing scale mail, so she's not trying that hard.
Makes sense.
Okay, so Candice is also following.
Okay, so you guys are now inside. You see, like I said, furniture. Now you guys have eyes on this chest over here. You can see there's a door. You can see there's kind of like a big double door that goes into this room here.
Okay. And does anything here look dusty or
does
anything
anything
like
here
that?
look dusty?
Yeah.
Or
not really.
dusty.
None of it seems to be dusted. It doesn't look like this place has been empty for very long.
Okay. I'll just kind of whisper to my party members and say, do we want to announce ourselves? I mean, this isn't our home. Or do we want to just explore some more?
I mean, we have been asked to come in here, but yeah, perhaps if there's people who live inside here, perhaps we should announce ourselves. You know who's really great at like making non-threatening announcements? And she looks at Candace and she's like, bards. Bards are really great at making an entrance that is non-threatening and that, most people would want to be woken up by flute music, right? So if someone's sleeping, yeah.
Candice was playing at the beginning very, very softly the theme of Murder, She Wrote.
Mm-hmm. Oh. I love Murder, She Wrote so much.
Totally.
But if you want, I can play a fanfare like the Final Fantasy. I'm
going to give you inspiration just because you're playing the Final Fantasy battle theme.
Not for Murder, She Wrote.
Yeah.
Angela Lansbury. I love her. Okay.
Totally.
Okay, so you guys, like I said, you guys
cool.
are in the door. You can kind of see that the place kind of looks reasonably well lived in, as well as said fireplace, chests, plants, all the usual stuff.
Do we hear anything? Like, do we perceive anything?
With your passive perception of 15, you're pretty good at listening to things, and this seems very, very quiet.
Andrel's gonna tell the group, like, it seems too quiet in here.
Okay, I'll have the Death Whisperer fly around some while I look through its eyes. Are these doors open or closed?
This door is closed. This door is open.
Okay, so I'll just have it kind of look through there.
Yep. So you look through the open door. You see another chair. You can see another chest. Looks like a shelf.
My, these occupants have a lot of chests. And we haven't heard anything despite the Final Fantasy battle music or anything.
Correct.
Okay, still quiet.
And this door is closed over here?
This one is, yes.
What about right
this
here?
one is also closed.
Okay. I'll have Death Whisper, my imp, take a listen. I guess that's perception.
Yep.
Okay, so I guess that's just a wisdom.
Yep. It can't hear anything on the other side of the door. It's very quiet, like everything else.
Oh wow, that was a pretty good roll. Wow.
So perceptive.
Okay, so I'll have it interact with the door and open it.
All right.
Leaving it open.
Okay, door opens. You can see a full bedroom. There's yet another chest. There's a chair that looks to be in front of some sort of vanity, as well as a large bed, another chest, all sorts of stuff.
Okay. I guess I'll stop looking through its eyes and I'll walk up to these doors and open them then.
Okay, you open those double doors. Now you have 2 set entryways into this area.
Yeah. Hey, Andrew. Anything interesting?
Nothing.
Did the person that hired us for this say that we could keep anything that we find? Like, should we be
They
trying
didn't say
to...
you couldn't. They didn't say you couldn't look.
I see.
Hmm.
I mean, as adventurers, we usually get to keep any treasure we
Yeah.
find, right?
That's how it goes.
Usually.
Yeah. We could always confirm,
Okay.
if we find anything interesting.
I'll bend down on the carpet here and have a look under the bed to see if there's anything under the bed.
You look, and it's got one of those like boards, the kind of like boxes that kind of sits on top. It looks like it's flush with the floor.
Oh, I see. Okay. All right. I wonder what could be causing a disturbance here.
I'm going to take a look at the bookshelf in this room and judge them based on their reading taste.
Okay.
Is there anything interesting?
While you're looking at that bookshelf, you can see that there's kind of a couple of interesting little like history books, but it's mostly just like how you have like those. It's definitely a for show bookshelf. It's got just all like the alphabetical like dictionary books, that sort of thing. It's for show.
Oh, encyclopedias and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Indrel is secretly judging, and she's like, I don't think these occupants are particularly interesting.
That's too bad.
Yeah, just all for show.
And unfortunately, we can't sell them an encyclopedia set either.
No. No one will buy it. What is this here? Is this like a suitcase or something? Or?
So this is like I said, it's like a vanity. There's like a mirror here, as well as some drawers with this nice chair that's kind of sitting in front of it. It looks like this is kind of like the master bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and there's a door over here that's closed.
Yep.
All right.
And this other stuff that is across the room in front of the door. This is another chest.
Yeah, this is another chest as well. Yes.
Okay, but it seems to be bigger.
A little bit, yeah. It looks like one of those big like heavy floor chests.
Okay, can I examine it to see if it's heavily locked or if it's just close the door, lock?
It looks like it's got a latch, but it doesn't look locked. Doesn't look like there's an external lock.
Maybe we should get a better read on this place before we start opening up the stuff and investigating.
I think this is the last door, so I'll open it.
You open it, and it just looks like it looks like another sitting room. It looks like
a washroom. Like this is a wash basin.
Yeah, so this is a bathtub. This is like another kind of like vanity. They've got two.
Okay. Wow. Well, I mean, that's it unless we, I guess, go in the basement over here, right? Are these, I don't know what that is.
Are these stairs?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
So what happens is that this starts to move.
Oh, Candace, watch out.
Ouch.
I cast detect creature. Oh, wait. Too late.
Oh, wait. I'm a Twilight Cleric. I can do that with initiative or with advantage. Hold on.
You can.
There. Wow, 7.1.
Here's the other thing about mimics is that traditionally their art is treasure chests, but they have an ability called a false appearance where they can be any ordinary object.
Oh.
Okay, so I'm going to cast Fairy Fire.
So we are into initiative. So please roll initiative and tell me what it is. And
then... I forgot to touch my token. So if you could just add it there and choose. And I got 19.
You did get a 19.
Yeah. For some reason, it rolled twice.
Okay, I have an 18 in initiative. I roll really high at 15 plus 3.
All right, so you got 18.
And
plus 3.
would you like a separate initiative for my imp or not?
Just have it go on your turn for simplicity's sake, as most people run it. All right,
Okay.
so the first person act is you saw this this move.
Okay.
Shestra.
Who goes there? I assume they do not respond, so I'm going to use a bonus action to ask Death Whisperer to kind of go in behind it and tap it with its stinger.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll roll to attack, I'm assuming with advantage, unless this creature has blind sight. I don't know.
It does not have blind sight.
Okay, so I will roll to attack. Does 11 hit?
11 misses.
Okay, so it is now visible.
Mhm.
And with my action, I will, of course, do the Warlock thing and cast Eldritch Blast at it.
Please do.
I miss as well,
You do, and
unfortunately.
that was a good damage roll, too.
Yeah, I know. Ridiculous, eh? My goodness.
Mhm.
Okay, I'll say Death Whisperer, watch out.
Oh,
All right.
no.
So, Candace, you said you were gonna cast Fairy Fire. You have the option to do so still. You don't have to. You can change your action if you like. You saw this chair being attacked by both Jesra and a now visible imp.
Okay, so yes, my plan is to cast it on this strange object that is moving, so that if it's a creature, it will shine somehow. It will have some.
And you can do this 20-foot blocks of Fairy Fire and not hit the imp or your friend. So, if
That's the plan. Yes, I want to cast the
excellent.
object.
It is now glowing.
Oh boy.
Or is it glowing?
It's purple.
Perfect.
I already see. I even guessed.
Great.
I already
You
put the
knew.
purple
Love
dot on it.
Love
Ew.
it.
Purple sparkles. All right.
Yeah.
So now each time you guys attack it, you have advantage.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
And if it's invisible or change shapes, we'll know that it's still there and where it is.
Any bonus action or movement?
No, I'm going to stay here, but I am going to sing a nice song to give bardic inspiration to who's next. So next
Indrel.
would be Indrel,
Oh.
right?
Joe? All right. Thank you.
So Indrel, you have a bardic inspiration of a D8.
Excellent. Ooh, a D8. All right.
And that's all for my turn.
Feel inspired.
It's going to provoke from the imp.
Okay, so I will have the imp use its reaction to fight back and potentially, give it some disadvantage with some poison. So let's see here. And it has advantage. 17 to hit. DC 11 con save. But actually, it should be DC 13 because I have investment of the Chain Master.
Sounds good. So it is poisoned.
Ooh, so it takes 20 damage.
Yep. And the other thing that happens is your imp is now stuck to it.
Oh boy.
Oh, Death Whisperer.
Because they also have a monster feature called adhesive, where anything that touches it is stuck.
Okay, so it just takes the poison damage. It does not have the poisoned condition from this feature from the imp. Okay.
I figured it was save versus poison.
Yeah.
And now it's going to reach out and try to effectively grab Shanasra.
Shestra?
Yes. Sorry.
Okay, that's okay.
And it's going to miss you with a 7.
Oof. Thank you.
Okay.
I'm glad it has Fairy Fire.
So this has drawn the attention of something else. The bed starts moving.
Oh no!
Ouch!
That's
and
huge.
Oh my god.
and the bed is going to reach out and try to grab Candace.
Oh boy.
Ouch. I'm in a very bad place now.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm assuming 12 is going to miss.
Yes.
Okay. It's going
Phew.
to send out another one,
What?
and
Oh
it misses
yeah.
again.
Oh
So,
boy.
It was sleepy. It's a bed, right?
Yeah.
because it doesn't have anything grappled, it cannot bite you. Indril.
Ouch.
Okay, so Angel's gonna step up, and she's gonna look into this room, and she's gonna see the chair trying to eat Chesra and the bed trying to eat Candace, and she's like, "Oh!" She's like, "Fall back, everyone, fall back!" And then she is going to, Of course, I should have thought about this. I think she's going to, because she has fairy fire going, at least on the chair. She's going to cast guiding bolt
Ooh.
at the chair,
Nice.
and she's like, "Begone, evil chair," with advantage. So it's gonna
15
be
does hit.
okay. So it takes 13 radiant damage. And it's now sparkling. So there's like gold, no, Indra's silver. So like silver glitter with like the purple sparkles. So it's just
Amazing.
really,
Yeah, it's
Lit.
kind of really lit up now.
yeah, it's like crazy. Um, and then with her, I guess I can't pop up my Twilight bubble because that's an actual action.
Mhm.
Do you know what? I'm going to throw up my Shield of Faith as a
So
bonus.
2 action
Oh
spells.
no, right? Okay. I'm just gonna stand here next to Shesra and be like, "Get out of here," and
Oh,
make
All
myself
right.
a large target, and that will be my turn.
okay.
Chesra.
Okay, so is Death Whisper able to attack still? It's not like
It's
their
just
stinger
grappled.
is stuck.
Just
It's just
grappled.
grappled. Okay. Wasn't sure. There's something else going on. So it'll try to sting with advantage. And I'm assuming that hits
That
again.
definitely hits.
And it
That
saved.
just makes the save or something.
Yeah,
Is
okay.
it half or 0? I don't remember.
It's save or suck,
Got
I
it.
believe. Oh, no, it does half damage on a successful save. Yeah, wow,
I
awesome.
don't remember if it was half or not.
Yeah, okay. And then Eldritch Blast, straight roll. 10 misses.
It does.
That's the end of my turn.
Candace, you just got attacked by a bed.
Yes, I see. Okay, I think yes, I think I'm very close to the bed, so I can cast Thunder Wave
You can.
Good
to
choice.
see if I can do some damage and then throw it away.
Sounds like a good plan. So Thunderwave's a con save.
It's a con save. Yes, DC
Got a
13.
17.
No.
Ouch.
Okay.
Bed has high constitution.
Is that a
Okay.
+2? It's not nothing.
Oh,
So it
Rolled
just
well,
gets
rolled well.
the damage.
It does get half the damage, yes.
Okay, it's 2d8, which they are 5 points of damage, of electrical damage.
All right, and that is reduced to 2 because it made the save. And then anything else?
Um,
Indril already has inspiration. You still can inspire the imp or the warlock if you wish.
okay, yes, I'm going to inspire Shesra.
Thanks.
Okay.
So you also have your D8 of Bardic Inspiration.
Sweet. Let me get some dice.
All right, so the chair, if that's end of turn.
Yes, because I'm cornered, I don't want to jump up to this chest because it might be another moving stuff. So
everything's a mimic
Except the
yeah,
house.
except the house, right? We established that.
Yep,
but the
house is in
carpet,
fact not.
is also a suspect to become a mimic sometime.
Yeah, that
So-
or
So
something
these
else.
creatures, this creature is now aware that there's an imp stuck to it. So you see the teeth kind of show up on the other side and try to chomp the imp.
Oh no. No.
Because it's grappled, when a mimic has a creature grappled, they have advantage on the attack roll.
Ah,
Ouch.
it's down. Goodbye.
Down goes
Death
Death Whisperer in a
Whisperer.
puff of smoke.
I'll see you next time.
10 gold later.
Yep.
That ends this one's turn. And it's
Definitely.
kind of disappointed now that it kind of puffed into smoke instead of, was a tasty treat.
At least
so
there's
it's-
that.
I agree.
So the large one is still going to try to hit Candace with a pseudopod. 12 is still probably going to miss you.
Yes.
18 is going to hit, though. And with 18 to hit, you take 6 points of damage, and you are now stuck to it.
Ouch.
Ouch.
And that is going to be it for that one. Indril.
All right. Indril is going to use her. You see her hair start to fly out. She looks all like magical, and she's going to use her channel divinity to cast Twilight Sanctuary. I don't know if it's casting really.
Mhm.
It is her action. So at the end of your turn, I'll turn the aura on in a second, but at the end of your turn, you get to roll
already got it.
1d6 plus 3. Amazing. Thank you. You're prepped for it.
Yeah.
So you get to roll
Should've just said
1d6
Twilight Cleric.
plus 3 temporary hit points. So you'll have those. So hopefully that helps with any more smacks. And then with my bonus action, I'm going to cast Spiritual Weapon over by the bed, and I'll be, hold on, Candace.
Ooh,
And
Shucks.
9 to hit, which is not going to hit.
it's not going to do
But,
it.
But
it's up.
wait. Don't you have
Oh,
advantage
I'm-
because of fairy fire?
You have
or?
a bar. This,
Not on the
attacking this one.
bed.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's
but you
the
do have a bardic
bed.
inspiration die if you want.
I do. I'm totally going to use. Can I use that for my spiritual weapon?
You can. Any attack roll.
Oh, amazing. Okay, so
And what does your
1d8?
spiritual weapon look like? That's going to hit. It was actually a d6, but because you guys are still.
Oh, level 3. Yeah. Okay. I can roll that again because that's higher than a 1.
Yeah.
There we go. Still good.
Yep, still hits.
A cleric of
points is pretty good.
saloon. What would that weapon be? Something moony.
Probably a moon sickle.
Yeah,
Moon
let's
sickle
do
is
it.
kinda
Moon
what I was
sickle
thinking.
attack.
Mhm.
I like
What
that.
What does a moonsicle taste like? If it was like a popsicle.
Is there a reverse inspiration?
Ouch.
You know what? I hope it tastes like Sour Patch Kids.
Oh yeah.
That's my dream coming back. All right, and that's I'm gonna roll my twinkle hit points, and that will be my turn.
And you have your spiritual weapon right there.
Moonsicle
Shestra.
attack.
All right.
And we'll probably go through one more round, and then we'll get to discussion. We'll see how it goes.
All right. I will cast Hex. I'll Hex Strength on the chair as my bonus action, and then for my action, I will do my Eldritch Blast, straight roll, because I'm assuming Fairy Fire is still on. That's 6 force damage to the chair. And then I will roll for Hex, and I rolled a 1, so that is an additional necrotic.
You can roll yourself some twinkle temp hit points.
Oh, I'll do that too. I rolled a 3, so I'll add those
6.
in blue.
It would be 6 temp.
Oh, 6. Oh, wow.
Yeah, because it's
Yeah.
d6 plus cleric level.
Nice.
Candace.
Okay, so I think I'm going to change slightly my strategy, and I'm going to cast Vicious Mockery on the bed, because I might be able to do some damage and get it disadvantage if it attacks me.
Sounds like a good plan. So it's going to make a wisdom save.
Yes, 13.
It fails, so it takes a d4 psychic.
Not a wise bed.
Not today.
No.
Okay, and a d4 of... Ouch. Only 2. Well, 2
half.
psychic.
All right,
And
so
it has
disadvantage
a
next
disadvantage for the next. And I still have some inspiration. So, Indrel, you already used yours, so you might need some more pumping. So, what's the race of your character?
Asimar.
Asimar. Okay, so I'm going to sing a song of the celestial beings and glorious.
I even speak Celestial, so I totally understand it. I'm like, Candace, you're singing my song. And I feel very inspired, just as the prophecy.
All right,
So there you
told.
go.
Unsatisfied. It wanted to wait till it had advantage to bite Chesra, but it's going to do just a regular bite now because it's hungry. It's going to try to bite Chesra. And 14 probably...
Yeah, that'll miss.
Yeah, 14 is probably not going to do it. The large one, however, it does have Candace grappled because it hit with the pseudopod last turn. When it has a creature grappled, like I said before, it has advantage, but because of Vicious Mockery, it's still a straight roll when it's going to try to bite you. And 13 probably misses.
Just
13 misses.
just
So it can only bite once on its turn. It can do either some combination of 2 attacks. Only one can be a bite. So it's going to try to sneak this way and kind of bring you with it. It doesn't know that it's bringing you into the Twilight thing. It doesn't quite understand that.
What are these purple
but
lights?
it's trying to get towards more things it can eat. That's what these creatures want to do. Indra.
And we can all understand that motivation when you're like hungry and you're like, I just want a snack. So Indril is going to like climb over Shesra to make sure that that Shesra is not attacked again, and spread those Twilight Happy Cleric points. And then she is going to... I think she's going to... I think she's going to... I can cast Guiding Bolt and it'll be a flat roll, right? Because we still have Fairy Fire.
Still have Fairy Fire.
Okay. Because normally it would be a disadvantage because it's range and I'm next to it. So I'm going to hit the chair with it, hopefully. And I'm still bardically inspired, but I don't think I'll need it for that.
5 radiant damage.
Damage roll is terrible.
Right.
3 1s and a 2. 3 1s and a 2.
Oh my god.
Amusingly enough, though, the creature had exactly 5 hit points left.
Yes.
Awesome. Nice.
Great. And then with my Moonsicle, I am going
That's why I was kind of laughing when I saw it.
Like, that's all you needed. So Moonsicle's going to chop at the bed as well for 23 to hit for 5 force damage.
Wow.
Okay.
Nice roll.
Yeah.
So I think we have, now that there's one less creature, we'll do one more round and then we'll do some discussion.
Okay. Cool. Gonna roll my points, but I'm...
bonus action, I'll move my Hex to the bed, and I will do the Eldritch Blast thing and critically miss. Oh my goodness.
Oh no.
And I'll roll to see if I get more temporary hit points, and I rolled a 6. So now I have 9.
So good.
It's inspiring leader on a 6-second cooldown. It's hard to beat. Candace.
Okay. Is there a way that I can break the grapple?
Yep. It has, so mimics, they don't have like a contested athletics kind of thing. They have an escape DC. So you can either make an athletics or acrobatics check to try to get away.
Okay, it's going to be acrobatics.
Okay.
And that is 19.
19. And yeah, so you are no longer stuck to it, but that does take your action.
Oh. Okay, so I think I'm going to maybe, as now I know that the chest is not...
Didn't attack you. You can kind of jump over it and kind of go
so
around.
I'm going to jump on top of it by now, just next to Indre. And that's all for now.
Okay. So it's going to shift this way. Now it's got 3 targets it wants to try to eat. So what I like to do as a DM is I like to let the dice decide which one the creature looks tastiest. So 1, 2, 3 in this order.
Yep.
And it wants to bite the warlock.
The warlock
Makes
looks
sense.
so tasty.
So it's gonna send out that and miss, but then it's gonna try to chomp you because it's hungry, and it's not gonna have advantage, but it's still gonna get you for 18. That hurts some.
Yeah, that's 15 damage.
15 damage.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Now you did have 9 temporary hit points.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
What do warlocks taste like?
Eldritch
Sour Patch
energy,
Kids.
probably. Yeah, purple. That's actually
right.
Makes sense.
Specific. I love it.
Okay.
All right.
So last turn of this combat, then we'll switch to discussion.
Cool. All right. Indril is going to pull out her Warhammer, and she's going to try and hit this. No, she's going to miss.
Oh, no.
It's really heavy. She's not, she tries. It's like she's proficient in it, but she hasn't used it in a while. So then with her Moonsicle, she's going to take another swing at it. Nice.
Balance in all things.
So thanks, Moonsicle.
It's natural 1 followed by natural 20.
Redemption. Yeah. And I'll roll my 10 hit points.
With that, we will call the combat so there were 2 types of mimics that were in this encounter. There was the regular traditional mimic, and then there was what is known as a giant mimic. There are other mimic types, but I didn't put them in on this because I wanted it to be simpler. Because the first show, I wanted to see how it went. Now, when you guys were in the house, you went through and you kind of were going through bits and pieces, and you saw all the different furniture, and you knew something was wrong. And as players, you knew there were mimics. But you guys didn't, go around casting Eldritch Blast on every object, so I appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem. But I had to do it on the house. I had to do it on the house. I'm sorry.
So big, we have to know.
Yeah.
Is that what we're facing?
Yeah, the whole house is a mimic. As soon as you walk inside, everybody's stuck.
Inside the belly of the beast.
Yeah, so they have some. So the thing that everybody always you always want to make these things a treasure chest, right? Because that's kind of the easiest way to take the art and kind of make it go that way. But the ability actually reads, while the mimic remains motionless, it is indistinguishable from an ordinary object. It says nothing about treasure chest, because the shape changer ability is it can polymorph itself into an object or back to its amorphous form. And it doesn't say what kind of object, so any object that it can kind of rationalize, it can become.
Yeah, that's why I was surprised you didn't have one of the doors.
I thought about it.
That's a really good one.
The door mimic's always good.
Yeah, because you go to check a door in D&D to see if it's locked, right? And then boom, the mimic's got you.
And against it, and then your face is stuck to it.
Yeah.
Like it can just go.
That's
really
always a classic one too. Is that when you kind of put because you did it too. You put your ear to the door to listen with your imp, right? And it could have been a mimic, and you'd have been stuck.
Yeah.
The other, if you really, really want to be rude to your players, you make the healing potion mimic.
That's evil.
It's terrible.
Oh yeah, that's really rude. So that's kind of how a little bit of from how I like to run mimics. I like to make less traditional objects. As people see a bed, that player who goes, "Yeah, I run in and jump on the bed," right? And I go, "Are you doing that?" Yep. Well, you're stuck to it now.
It did cross my mind. It did.
Yeah. So depending on which room you're in, there were different objects that were mimics on that screen. I just didn't want to have them all going at the same time. It was going to be the first things you kind of really interacted with, or didn't.
Right.
Waiting for bathtub mimic.
Bathtub mimic was a possibility. I didn't go with bathtub mimic.
It was such a
Yeah, that'd make for a good horror movie.
Exactly. I'm like, that's just total nightmare fuel. So like that bathtub mimic would be great. Yeah.
Totally. Although the bed is pretty bad too, right?
Yeah. Also. Yeah.
It's a rude awakening.
As soon as you hit this thing, also with a melee attack, like your imp, you become stuck to it because it has that adhesive ability. It's basically a glue monster.
Ouch.
So that's basically all the different abilities that it has. It also has the grappler feat, so anything that's stuck to it, which gives it the grappled condition, it will have advantage to attack.
Oh, that's
why it kept trying to stick to you guys, and then chomp.
Are they intelligent?
They are not incredibly intelligent, but they are reasonably wise. They have the good old -3 int.
Okay. So it's like
they do have 13. Yeah, they have 5 int, but they do have 13 wisdom.
Ooh.
Okay.
And for like a moving object, they're actually reasonably they have reasonable dexterity. They're not a negative; they're +1, and they're actually pretty strong, and their constitution ain't bad. Objects don't tend to be charismatic.
Fair.
Right. That makes sense.
Okay, are they wooden? I mean, because it just crossed my mind. I don't have any fire spells.
They are not made of wood. They are actually like an an amorphous blob that looks like an object.
Mm-hmm.
It just looks like one.
And they're
It's
sticky.
actually, they're just a sticky blob.
And it looks like they do that added acid damage when they bite you, and they have an immunity to the acid as well.
Damage, and they are also immune to the prone condition.
Mm-hmm.
You're
Yes, you can't
asking
knock that door down.
Yeah.
Knock that. Yeah, you go to kick down the door. Not only is your foot stuck to it, you can't kick it prone.
Sucks. Brutal.
So frustrating.
And then I was saying they don't have blind sight, but they do have dark vision because they tend to be found in abandoned places, caves, stuff like that.
Dark
Yeah.
houses.
They have a lot of hit points.
They do. They're one of those like beefy creatures that don't do a ton of damage and are somewhat dynamic in a fight, depending on how they kind of sneak up on the adventurers. Because the mimic, what it wants you to do is it wants you to grab onto it, so you're stuck to it, and then it wants to bite at you at advantage.
Right.
Makes sense.
All right, so that's kind of what I had. Does anybody from the audience have any questions? Any of you guys have anything you wanted to discuss further on these types of creatures? We already went over detect creature. So that's a big one that you can use as a player, and as a DM you can be aware of, because unless you're playing like Adventurers League where you're trying to run a rules as written game as much as possible, you can be at the DM and be like, no, you can't walk in and just start casting Eldritch Blast on everything looking for mimics. Conversation you have with your players. But if you're okay with it, then that's cool too. Which I am. I'm fine with it.
And so, is this like only something that you would put into like tier 1 type content, so like levels 1 through 5, or 1 through 4?
It's definitely not a threatening monster beyond like early adventuring. Once you get because it doesn't move very fast, so once like people can like disengage from it and back away or whatever, it loses all of its effective power.
I see.
So
that's when you start introducing beholders.
Well, this was the test.
Escalated
What I was actually going to do is once we were kind of cleared up with all that, I was going to talk about next episode. Now, Jeremy already voted for beholders, but the people who play, I was going to have a discussion to see what they would like to see next week. I'd also going to ask the people who are tuned in what they would want to see. There are other types of mimics that I was saying that I didn't go into because for simplicity. There's actually a CR5 mimic that like has a ranged option.
Ooh.
Really?
It's got like a spit acid ability that it can fire like 30 feet away.
That's
Yikes.
even more dangerous.
And it's pretty heavy. It's pretty heavy. It's 96 damage. Like I wasn't going to put it on for level 3s, but you can definitely. And later, it can add to encounters and make them slightly more dynamic later on, but I wouldn't have it as like a feature monster.
Are they considered magic? So if I had the illumination of cast detect magic, would they?
They do not. So detect magic specifically looks for spells and magical effects, and a mimic is neither.
Yeah, they're just a shape changer. So if you had, I think, is it True Sight?
Not True Sight wouldn't, but Moonbeam would.
Do you know? I was looking. My cleric had Moonbeam, and I didn't realize she did.
I wasn't sure if that was intentional with the Twilight Cleric, but Moonbeam is one
totally
way
not.
Another way to just kind of reveal a mimic's true form.
So you could just like throw your Moonbeam around a room to see.
Yeah, you can like kind of laser, kind of cut around the room with your Moonbeam.
Like a giant cat laser. Quick question from like a DM, like if you're putting this kind of encounter together, because like it was kind of fun coming in and knowing that we were going to be facing mimics, and then like you moved all these chests in, and we're like, oh no, like which one is going to like stick to us? Like, how do you kind of balance, like, because you don't want your players to be like avoiding everything, but the tension is also really fun, like to kind of keep that like anything could be a mimic.
That's kind of one of those like key things when you're running stuff. So when you're as a DM, you don't want to keep using like deception tricks on your party, because then sessions are going to bog down, because they're going to want to look at every little nook and cranny, trying to make sure they don't get ambushed or they don't get, trapped by a mimic or whatever. But every once in a while, it's good to throw that in there so that it's not like something that you're known for. And then you're like, oh, they got to worry that you're always going to do it. Okay. But like, so it's just in the back of their mind that he tricked us that one time. Maybe this could be.
Yeah.
Fair.
And yeah, I guess by the time you have true sight, mimics are not really a problem.
They're not a threat, and it doesn't let me. So the ability, so true sight. Let's look.
You can perceive the original form of a shape changer.
Yeah, so then that would break through it. I wasn't sure of the exact wording.
Yeah. I had to look it up.
Blobby, sticky creature.
Yeah, so by the time you have true sight, though, like you're saying, these CR3 to CR2 to CR5 creatures are. They're not threatening
Jump
anyway.
Change. Yeah, you use a cantrip on them.
You're just like, I'm not even spending a spell slot on you.
Sacred Flame.
No.
Eldritch Blast.
Yeah.
Eldritch Blast is a really good one. All right, so is there anything else you guys wanted to go into on mimics? Or did you guys want to kind of go for what?
There is one other thing I'd love to mention. They are making a Funko Pop of the mimic. And I don't know if people have seen it, but it is actually the box for the Funko Pop of the Minx and Boo Funko character.
That's pretty cool.
But it's a mimic.
That's cool. It's got like the teeth and everything with that kind of.
Yeah. Like the box. So it's like the packaging of the Funko Pop is the mimic. Awesome. And it's really, really neat. So if you haven't seen it, Google it or look it up on GameStop.ca or .com. They got them there. I think it might be an exclusive.
That's awesome.
That's actually really cool.
Yeah, and there's tons of plushies and dice bags of mimics and all that kind of stuff.
That's cool. They're an iconic. It's one of the iconic creatures, and that's kind of why I figured it was a good one to start with. It was a very simple monster. Didn't have a lot of like big moving pieces like so you would need for some of the like more threatening creatures that we could possibly do on this segment. So Jeremy wants to see beholders, because who doesn't love beholders? They're one of my favorite creatures to use as a DM. Lewis, what's a monster you would like to see featured on something like this?
Another classic is the gelatinous cube.
Gelatinous cube, that's another good one. Oozes in general. So cubes, black puddings, ochre jellies, all that sort of stuff. That's another good option. Diana?
Totally.
I kind of like Mind Flayer, kind of
Mind
like
Flayers,
stuff, like maybe as a player not so much, but like it'd be really fun to kind of see one of those.
Oh
yeah.
So Mind Flayers, beholders, and oozes are three of my like more favored kind of creatures to use when I'm designing encounters. So look to next time seeing definitely one of those three.
Yeah, and if we do Mind Flayers, you got to do Intellect Devourers as well.
Oh yeah, they kind of go hand in hand. Again, I wanted to keep this one really simple, but next one, now that I kind of have a good feel of how this will work, and it worked reasonably well, I felt like that was like
definitely
that went well. So I think next time we're going to get a little bit more dynamic and see if we can push it a little further.
Cool.
All right, so
awesome.
If anybody doesn't have any closing remarks, I think we can cut this
I think we're good. Thanks for joining us again for another Fan Expo meetups, and stay tuned for more. And hopefully we'll go to Fan Expo this year.
We're crossing our fingers. It's not looking great, but we're hoping. And so thanks again to Jeremy, Diana, and Lewis for coming on this and playing with me, as we can definitely see more of a showcase when you have players doing it instead of just a couple of people talking.
Cool. Thanks, Angelo.
Sure.
Bye, everybody.
Until next time.
Bye.